What could we expect after Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire? Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire comes out next month, and as hype as that is, it's going to be a real bummer when we have to wait for the next film. We know how long Legendary takes in between films. Not that I think that that's a bad thing, because I'd rather them sit there and take their time with each movie rather than rushing it like the MCU films. No shade thrown. It's safe to say that we've only been getting some box office bombs here of lately, and the Monsterverse seems to be the only salvation that we really have, especially since there's creators who have never really talked about the Monsterverse coming over to the Monsterverse community. So basically, the Monsterverse is gaining a lot of popularity, which is fine with me because you know us Godzilla and Kong fans have been starving for some new content on Godzilla and Kong and the Monsterverse. So what kind of movie can we expect next in the Monsterverse after Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire? Would we be getting a solo Godzilla movie next, or would we be getting a solo Kong movie? My bet is on another Kong movie being produced, and I know that bums out a lot of Godzilla fans when they hear that, because I know a lot of people are waiting for some Godzilla content. He hasn't had a solo movie since 2019, but from a business standpoint, a Kong solo movie makes the most sense. As badass and awesome as Godzilla is, there's not much room for development for him. He is already one of the strongest titans that we've ever seen in the Monsterverse, and giving him another movie wouldn't really push the plot of the Monsterverse any further, since we already know that he is one of the strongest titans that there is. Unless he gets humbled by a new titan that we haven't seen or heard of before, there really is no room for Godzilla to grow just yet, or simply get his own movie. He's also had a total of 5 upgrades in the Monsterverse. I'm not really sure what else they could really do with him, at least until one of the 2 big bads show up into the Monsterverse. Meanwhile, up until this point, before Godzilla x Kong comes out, Kong has been taking nothing but L's, having it make more sense for him to get another movie. He has so much room to grow as a character. One of the best things they could do for Kong now is give him some type of upgrade that doesn't include him having a gauntlet, some type of glove, or an axe, something that is within him, maybe lightning powers. Not only would that make Kong one of the strongest titans in the Monsterverse, but it would pay homage to the original Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't already gotten his lightning powers, because it was supposed to happen in Godzilla vs. Kong, which makes the most sense. But I'm guessing if he did get lightning powers, it would be more of an even fight, which a lot of Godzilla fans would not be happy with, so I guess it makes sense in that fact. Another reason why they might go with a Kong film instead of a Godzilla film next is because Kong movies usually do better financially. That's probably why only one Kong movie comes out each decade. Even though I personally think seeing Godzilla and Kong on the same screen is badass, I don't think they would do it a 3rd time in a row. Maybe they'll have another movie with them both in the same movie down the road, but not anytime soon. Godzilla is the icon of the Monsterverse, and Kong is the heart of the Monsterverse. We can also see in GXK that they're setting up for him to have a family in the future. He's most likely going to adopt Suko and probably have a son of his own as well, with another female Kong. And we can't forget, before this movie was called Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, it was actually called Son of Kong. That was the original working title for this movie. So maybe they decided to make Godzilla x Kong a bridge to Son of Kong. Considering the Monsterverse is getting so popular now, they need to make more movies, more money. And to be honest with you, I fuck with that heavily. You will never hear me complaining about getting more Monsterverse content as long as it's all good. And so far, all of the Monsterverse movies have been fantastic. I also wouldn't mind seeing a Titan War movie. I feel like seeing a movie based on the war between the Godzillas and the Kongs would really, really help this franchise, because I feel like there's so much lore that we still don't know about Godzilla himself, and there's so much lore that we don't know about the Kongs themselves, or Kong even being a baby, seeing his parents get killed by the Skullcrawlers. This is all things that I feel like I would love to see on the big screen. The best thing about the Monsterverse is that they make their own original monsters, so the sky literally is the limit. I know that a lot of people wanted them to bring in Destroya or bring in Space Godzilla for the next movie, but I feel like that's a horrible option. If they're gonna do that, they should do it at the end, because Destroya is supposed to be the end all to be all. Hell, even bringing in Space Godzilla for this next movie is a horrible idea, but even with all that being said, they have a safe haven. Legendary can randomly make another monster that's more powerful than Ghidorah, or more powerful than Space Godzilla or Destroya, and they can keep making movies beyond that. There's honestly a plethora of ideas that they can go with to make this next movie. So my guess would be a Son of Kong movie, or something that has to do with Kong and the Hollow Earth. I think that makes the most sense. Financially, of course. What do you guys want to see next from the Monsterverse? Do you guys want to see a Godzilla movie, a Kong movie, hell, a Rodan movie, a Mothra movie? I would even watch a Monster Zero, aka Ghidorah, origin story. I would watch that as well. But I feel like a Ghidorah movie would be more for the hardcore fans. I know Legendary and the Monsterverse is trying to get new people into this franchise, so they have to stick with Godzilla and Kong at least until it gets more popular. Anyway, what do you guys think about these suggestions on new movies? If you're a Godzilla and a Kong fan, comment down below. Tell me your favorite kaiju. Like and subscribe if you want to know more about the Monsterverse. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.